Hey folks, Keith with 93 Lumber coming back at you with another beer and a Thomas from the Netherlands. Hello, Thomas.
Ik ben Nederlands en ik spreek Nederlands.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
I said I'm Dutch and I speak Dutch. That's basically what I did. There you go. Yeah, I was trying to be funny. Did it work?
Yes, I thought it was funny. Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
Well, at first I was confused, and then when you told me what it was,
You know what I suddenly remember? This is really fucking weird. I suddenly remember one of the last times we did this is not live, this is recorded, but one of the last times we were together. Remember how I did the Drunken Dial live on YouTube? That you, me, Matt were in a live stream. I did Drunken Dial.
Oh, who are you calling?
Man, that's not even important. But do you remember? I just suddenly remembered that. I don't know why. But
I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Oh man,
I don't remember. I was probably out of it. But
we all were. Yeah. But yeah, I just suddenly remember that. I don't know why. That was fun. But good times. We had some good. That's fun because you and I never met in real life. But we had some great online.
Oh yeah,
hangouts and
like,
times together.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, beer.
So anyway, we are drinking 3 Floyds Zombie Dust. It is an Undead Pale Ale. It is 6.5% alcohol by volume. There is a little bit of story time here. This intensely hopped and gushing Undead Pale Ale will be one's only respite after the zombie apocalypse, created with our marvelous friends in the comic industry, art by Tim Seeley. My can was packaged on 3/14/2022.
Yeah, and this is what I think is funny. I'm Dutch. And mine is 5/16/22.
Yeah.
I'm Dutch and mine's fresher than yours.
Yeah, so I obviously didn't reach for the ones in the back.
Look, but let's be honest. All that drink fresh and shit is a little bit of a marketing bullshit thing. So
a little bit, sometimes, depending on the beer and the brewery and
yeah, man, come on,
that stuff.
Oh, this one is really filled to the brim. I needed to pour that a little bit slower.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
For transparency, Thomas has reviewed this somewhat recently in Dutch for his YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. I have had this once. I tried it once. I was hanging out with a friend of mine, and he had the 12-ounce bottle. It was like 2016, 2017. Yeah, it was a while ago, before they started distribution of it. So I have not had this in a while, so I am excited to get into it.
So I had this like 2 weeks ago, and last week I have a 6-pack of it. Well, now I have 3 cans left, and I hope to put my review out before this one comes out because I don't know why.
Oh, we could put them out the same day, maybe.
We should do that, actually. I was thinking that the same moment we're gonna talk about this, but I can tell you my first response when I smelled it, when I took a whiff of the nose.
Oh yes, tell the people.
My first reaction was literally motherfucker. Out loud. That shit is legit. So I can't wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to watch you take a sniff first. I'm just going to see how you're going to respond.
So Thomas's is mine is like 2-ish months older than Thomas's. So we'll see if there's any real differences. So
I'm just going to see how you're going to respond.
Let's see what it smells like. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Piney, right? Piney resinous, orange marmalade.
Exactly. that orange marmalade is. Yeah. If I recall correctly, that's one of the things I said as well.
It's actually like, I don't know about yours, but mine is like bitter orange marmalade. It's like,
I know, it's crazy. Fucking bitter orange marmalade. It's so fucking good. This is old school beer drinking shit right fucking here.
That is I should also say I was super into hazy beers when I had this, so I don't think I appreciated it as much. Right. And I feel like I'm going to appreciate this much more than I did when I first had it. So
it's got that dank. So I used to work when I was like in my teenage years, I used to work at this vegetable and fruit market stand, right? Mm-hmm. And we had this box where we used to throw in, if we were selling fruits, especially with the oranges and the citrus fruits, we had this box. If we noticed one that wasn't okay, we quickly threw it out because it could infect the others, and you know how that goes. Yeah. That smell of an orange that is about to rot but isn't rotting yet, that is so overripe that you can smell that it's starting to ferment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's exactly fucking that.
And that makes sense because there's yeast and fermentation going on in that. So that's exactly
glorious. This is so. And it's got, I mean, if there's no Simcoe in this, you know, they don't list the hops, but if there's no Simcoe in this, fuck that. That, you know, or maybe Mosaic. No, Simcoe.
Yeah, I would say the first things that come to my mind are Simcoe and one of the C's, maybe Cascade. I don't know.
Could be Cascade. The orange would the Cascade would definitely explain the orange. I don't know why, but Cascade is orange to me.
Is it? I don't know. I don't think I've had like a predominantly Cascade beer in recent.
So this started for me with the Cascadian dark ales. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, when I have Cascadian dark ales, I am always reminded of the chocolate orange that you get in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
For Christmas. Do you know those things?
Yeah.
So for some reason, after that happened, after I made that connection in my brain, mm-hmm. my connotation with my click to Cascade is always orange. Because a Cascadian dark ale is a hoppy dark ale, and the dark ale part, it translates to chocolate for me, and the orange part immediately, my mind said Cascade is orange. There you go.
Yeah. The piney orange marmalade resiny thing,
yeah,
is pretty much this entire thing. I'm getting a touch of like a malt thing in there somewhere, but
soft floral note. There's a bit of a floral, sort of like a rose petal, you know.
Oh yeah, that's a good pick. That's a good yeah.
Or orange blossom rose petal floral thing.
Yeah, that's a good descriptor.
Thank you.
As they say in the business.
Keith, why haven't we tasted this yet?
I don't know.
Let's go for it, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers, bro. And then there's that bitterness.
Yeah, but it's surprisingly smooth.
Right?
It's like I had a beer like this recently. I forget what it was, but it was like really bitter, but it was like really smooth too.
Yeah.
And this is that. It doesn't have that super hard bite to it, but it is definitely bitter. Yeah.
You know what I love about this? Sometimes you have beers where you have a very intense, explosive, expressive nose, and then the palate, the flavor, the finish lets down. Here, the nose is incredibly potent and strong and vibrant and intense. And even though the palate is more smooth and subtle, it's not a letdown.
Right.
It's actually quite refreshing, thirst quenching. and it gets you almost salivating with that bitterness that you want to grab. Because now that you wait a little bit, suddenly that bitterness becomes more intense and almost, and this is a weird descriptor, it almost gets to that point because now you want another drink. It almost gets to the point where you've had some bile in your mouth and it starts to do that aggressive bitey thing in the back.
Oh, yeah.
That's where that bitterness, it almost reaches that level and you're like, oh, I need to take another sip.
Like, it's also a bit surprising because in the nose, at least for me, for the one that I am drinking, the nose was like predominantly orange marmalade with a like piney bitterness.
Yeah, exactly.
This is piney, resinous, upfront, bitter, and then the orange marmalade thing comes in later.
Absolutely.
It's more of like the aftertaste. And it throws you off guard, but it is not like disappointing. It's not like you smell something that's like really good and then you taste it and it's like, oh, this is not what I thought I was drinking. It does it in a I can't think of the word. There's a word. It does it in a like, I don't know.
Deceptive?
Yes. Deceptive, but like deceptively good or something. I don't know.
It was surprising?
Surprisingly good? No, it's not, because that makes it seem like it's
deviously. It's zombie duh. It's deviously. I don't know. Fuck, this is just, I can't get over that. The only thing I will say is that for a pale ale at 6.5% ABV, it drinks more like an IPA to me.
Yeah. Well,
I mean it's a pale ale.
It says it's a pale ale, but it's like it's kind of IPA-ish.
Look, let's be honest. The line between pale ale and IPA has become very ambiguous.
Yes.
You know, it's borderline non-existent.
Yeah. Sometimes.
I mean, I've had pale ale like the 2 days ago or so. I had this lovely little pale ale, like a West Coast pale ale from Arpus from Latvia. That was like definitely pale ale. So much more lighter and crisp and clean than the average IPA. But this to me is, if this was like a mystery beer, I would have picked it as a West Coast IPA.
Yes. Yeah.
Most definitely. Is this a bad thing? No. It's just when I think of a pale ale, I think of something slightly, I don't know.
I mean, it does have a softness to it that is like, it's aggressively hopped or hoppy.
Oh yeah.
I would say. It is aggressively hoppy, but there is a softness to it. Kind of like and its softness kind of comes in where like it's piney and resinous up front, and then when that orange marmalade thing comes in, there is a softness to it that is that. Yeah, if I was doing this blind, if this was a mystery beer or whatever, I would definitely peg it as a West Coast IPA. But since I know that it's not, I'm picking it apart.
It's that I know what you mean. It's this is why mystery beers are amazing. You go in completely blindfolded. Well, not literally blindfolded, but you go in blind. You don't know what's going on, and sometimes you. Fun fact: I remember I once had a Black Albert by the Struizen, which I love, but I wasn't aware that it was Black Albert, and it was a little bit more harsh on it than I would have been. if it wasn't a mystery beer, and you just go in a little bit more open-minded.
Yeah.
So yeah, knowing that it's supposed to be a pale ale, like you said, that's sort of softer, slightly less. I think the bitterness is a bit more smooth compared to the average West Coast IPA. It's definitely bitter, and I know I say smooth now when I just mentioned that bile-like reaction earlier, but you get used to it and it settles down.
Yeah, it's kind of this beer kind of throws you in a couple different directions, and it's fun though. It's not in like a bad way, as I was saying before.
So to use terminology that is made famous by a mutual acquaintance of ours, would you consider this a Mount Rushmore?
Maybe. I haven't had many things like this recently. So,
well, that's probably because the market is predominantly flooded with, overly sweet hazies ranging from 4.5 to 8.5% ABV, and so I do understand that. So in its category, it's probably very much near Mount Rushmore because you don't really see beers like this a lot anymore.
Yeah. I do want to mention something. Like you mentioned the rose petal floral thing in the nose. I'm getting that in the taste way more than Absolutely. I was in the nose.
Agreed. Yeah.
I mean, I guess our mutual friend would say, yes, this is Mount Rushmore status because it is a style that we have not had much of.
I mean, I know that I don't know about America, but I know that here in the Netherlands, people tend to not brew many very overtly bitter, very danky, very marmalade IPAs. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I'm sorry for the people who are watching this right now. It's almost midnight for me. Well, it's almost dinner time for Keith. So yes. I just came home from work like just over an hour ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm slightly fatigued. Do pardon my yawning, but yeah, people tend to stay away from it because sweet sells. Yeah. If it's sweet, it's easier to sell, and people have this hyperfixation on, the hazies, the tropical sweetness, and whatever. So yeah, we don't see this that much anymore. I actually really prefer this over any hazy New England style double IPA any day of the week. I find this to be exciting. I find it to be exhilarating. I find it to be, I don't know.
Yeah. I will definitely say that the way my palate is now, I prefer like low ABV, preferably lagers, whatever. But I know like hazy IPAs are way more approachable because they are sweeter, they are less bitter, they are those things. But there is always room for these in my life.
Always. I will say, by the way, I'm like Keith, and I think Keith is like me. Keith just said, I like low ABV, I like preferably lagers and everything. I'm exactly like that. Or I want 13% ABV barrel-aged imperial stouts or barley wines.
Yes.
That's it. It's like there's two sides of a spectrum, and let's go for both of the extremes. That's it.
Yeah.
Anything in between, go fuck yourself. No, it's like fucking. I get excited for two things. Like again, the 13% ABV bourbon barrel aged barley wines, Or I see this 3.5% wild ale lager. You know, a wild ale,
open fermented.
Open fermented lager. Sorry, my brain. Like open fermented lager or Schwarzbier or like Rauchbier, and I'm like, it's 4.2% ABV Rauchbier, and my brain goes ecstatic. And then I'm like 8% ABV New England style hazy. It's generic shit, but
yeah.
So
yeah, this was fun.
This is fun. This was fun.
This is and was and will be. Will continue to be fun.
Will always be.
So, where can the people find you on the internet?
If you go into the YouTube search bar thingy engine, you type in Thomas Opent. Thomas with TH, the expensive version. My parents had extra money for some extra letters. And this is absolutely not true, by the way. And Opent is Opent, which is the Dutch word for opens. This is the gag in my name. Thomas Opens, and then the name of the beer. Ta-da! So that's where you can find me. If you look on that on YouTube, or if you just look that up on Instagram, Facebook, you'll find me. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. And yeah.
I'll put the links to Thomas's social media and channel, YouTube channel, and such in the description box. So yeah. I hope you're all doing well, taking care of yourselves, taking care of each other. You could like this video if you would like to. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram at 93lumber. That is spelled out 93lumber. And thanks for hanging out, Thomas.
Dude, thanks for having me. This was a blast. We're definitely going to do a live stream again soon.
Yes, definitely.
And all my love to Katie.
I will.
See you soon, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers.